Um, Imagine this contrast for a second. In a rural village in Madhya Pradesh, a woman picks up a remote and, you know, uses a drone to spray a whole wheat field in just 15 minutes. Like, her morning tea hasn't even got cold yet.
Right, it's incredibly fast.
Yeah. But then look at the exact same timeline during 2025's Operation Sindoor. Miles away, a drone slams into an air defense system near Lahore and just completely destroys it. So today, we're doing a deep dive into some recent reports on India's drone ecosystem.
And the mission here is to really strip away all the technical jargon for you. We want to look at how this one core technology is quietly reshaping everyday life, our economy, and, well, global security.
Exactly. But I think there's a problem with how we even talk about this. We use that one single word drone to describe completely different things, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, calling a 5,000 rupee plastic toy and a 100-core military machine both drones is, it's like calling a bicycle and a commercial jet both vehicles.
Right. It's technically true, but
Yeah, true, but they are entirely different beasts, especially when you look at how much weight they can carry or, how they fly themselves without a human.
that gap in who can actually fly these advanced machines is closing rapidly, isn't it? Like with the government's Nemo drone DD scheme.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. They're giving these big farming drones to women's self-help groups across rural India. So these women can actually offer crop spraying as a paid service to local farmers.
Wait, let's unpack the reality of that for a second, because, I mean, we're talking about handing over big, heavy flying machines to populations that might not even have basic digital literacy. How does that not just end in a massive amount of crashes?
Well, that's the beauty of it. The software really does all the heavy lifting. The pilot isn't, they aren't manually steering it with joysticks like a remote control car.
Oh, they are?
No, not at all. They just map out the field on a tablet, and the drone uses satellites to fly a precise grid on its own. It actually adjusts its own height and how much spray it releases.
Oh, wow. So it's practically flying itself. That explains the accessibility. And the economics of that for the farmer are just as striking, right? It costs them maybe 300 to 700 rupees an acre to hire this service.
Exactly, which is less than a movie ticket.
Yeah, and it saves so much time. But more importantly, it means they don't have to walk around with heavy backpacks breathing in toxic pesticide clouds for hours on end.
It's a major shift for their health, yeah. But look at the underlying mechanism making that possible. It's cheap, mass-produced parts paired with smart software. And when you take that exact same low-cost setup and put it in a war zone, the fight becomes dangerously unbalanced.
Right, like what we saw in the Ukraine-Russia war in 2024. The sheer scale was staggering.
Oh, it's massive. Ukraine was building 2 million drones a year.
Yeah, the math on that is crazy. It works out to building one drone every 16 seconds.
Exactly. And the global ripple effects from that kind of scale are undeniable. During the 2026 Iran war, drone strikes disrupted global oil supplies. That specific conflict actually caused cooking gas prices to spike right here in Indian kitchens.
Wait, really? Just from cheap drones?
Yeah, because the financial math of modern combat is upside down now.
Right, because you have a cheap, mass-produced $500 drone coming at you, and the defending military is forced to fire a $3 million defense missile just to shoot it down.
Which is completely unsustainable.
It really is. It's exactly like having to crash a luxury car just to stop a bicycle, and doing that every single time a bicycle comes at you. The defending military just can't keep that up.
And that unsustainable math is, well, it's exactly why governments are highly motivated to master their own domestic drone infrastructure. But beyond the military side, India has quietly mapped over 3.28 lakh villages under the Asvam Kadai scheme.
Yeah, I've seen the figures on that. Something like 2.76 crore people got official property cards because of this. But like, how does that actually work? How does a flying camera give you a legally binding property document?
Well, keeping it simple, it's basically taking thousands of overlapping pictures from the sky.
Okay, just regular pictures.
Basically, yeah. The drones fly over a village, taking photos, and then software stitches them together into a 3D map that is accurate down to just a few centimeters.
Wow, centimeters. That's incredibly precise.
Yeah. So local governments use those digital boundaries to legally verify who owns what plot of land, replacing all those outdated paper records.
So instead of a surveyor spending weeks with a tape measure dealing with boundary disputes, the drone just provides an undisputed map.
Exactly.
And now, millions of rural Indians finally have the official paperwork to walk into a bank and use their land as a guarantee to get a loan.
It unlocks capital for millions of people. And to make this happen at such a massive scale, the red tape had to go. 5 years ago, you needed 72 different approvals to fly a commercial drone.
72, that's insane.
Right. But today, they've slashed that down to just 4.
The pace of this shift is just remarkable. I mean, we've gone from practically zero regulated flights to almost 40,000 certified pilots.
And they're already running trials for drone deliveries right inside Bengaluru as we speak.
Right, which brings us back to the reality of the technology itself.
Yeah.
We're looking at a future where these machines are integrated into everything.
Absolutely.
So as we replace expensive delivery trucks with these cheap, highly capable machines, I want you to consider this. When our skies are eventually filled with thousands of flying cameras carrying our packages every single day, how will we manage the inevitable end of our absolute privacy on the ground?
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.